So the average gestation period for goats is about 150 days. They can go anywhere between 145 days and 155 days, and that means you need to be prepared at least a week in advance of your estimated kidding date. So just like any expectant mother might have her hospital bag packed and by the door, you should have your kidding kit packed and ready to go at a moment's notice. Today, I want to show you what I put in my kidding kit and why I chose those items. When packing your goat kidding supplies, you need to take into account all possible situations that can crop up. This means you need to prepare for a normal birth as well as one that doesn't go as planned. For example, if you plan on allowing the mother to raise her kids, you should still plan and gather supplies for bottle feeding just in case. You also need to keep in mind your location, your season, and your temperature. So if you are kidding in the middle of summer, you won't have to worry about things like the kids getting chilled. If it's below freezing, you will need supplies on hand to ensure that the kids stay warm, especially when they are still wet after birth. So here is my kidding kit. So let me show you what I have in it. First, there is Betadine. This is for antiseptic purposes, and you use it to dip the kid's umbilical stump in, to sterilize any supplies, and to scrub your hands in case you need to help in the birthing process. Paper towels or cloths. These are to help wipe off the kids' mouths and noses and to help get them clean. Your dough will do most of this for you, but if you need to help dry the kids quickly, then you should have towels or paper towels on hand. Towels and or puppy pads. Most likely the babies are going to be born in a straw-filled stall, and a wet baby and straw make for a big mess. So I like to have the kids land initially on a towel or a puppy training pad, and it will soak up some of that moisture and keep them a bit cleaner. I prefer the puppy pads because they are disposable, and then I don't have to deal with washing towels that are covered in afterbirth. Next, a flashlight. This is handy if the birth takes place at night or in a poorly lit area, or if you just need to check the position of a kid. A headlamp is extremely helpful if you need both your hands and you don't have somebody available to hold the light for you. Next, you need something to clamp the umbilical cord. Sometimes your doe will chew the cord herself, but if it's long and dragging, you'll need to trim it. So you can use floss, string, or an actual clamp to do this. Scissors, just in case you need to trim or cut the umbilical cord. You may not have to use it, but have a pair on hand just in case. A small bowl or container that you can use to fill up with betadine to dip the cord stump in. Kid colostrum replacement. This is for just in case, because things can go wrong with any birth and the mother may not be able to nurse right away. She may reject the baby, and if for whatever reason you can't milk colostrum from the mom or any other goat and feed it to the kids, you're going to need to have this replacement on hand to feed them for the first 24 hours. A bottle, a nipple. This can be a special one just for goats or a human baby bottle. This is my favorite nipple. It's a Pritchard nipple, and it works on any water bottle, soda bottle. Again, this is for just in case, unless you plan on bottle feeding exclusively. Next is NutriDrench. I give this to kids when they're born to just help them get a little extra energy. And I also give it to the moms after the birth to help them recover. Bose or Selenium Gel. If you live in an area that is deficient in selenium, you might have to deal with selenium deficiency in your goats. This presents itself as white muscle disease in newborn kids where they're walking on their ankles. A shot of Bose will turn a kid around in about 24 hours. And one note about this, it is available by prescription only. So if you can't get it, you can also use an over-the-counter gel. It's not as fast acting, but if it's all you have, it will work. You will also need some garbage bags to collect the mess, and one for the afterbirth if your goat doesn't eat it or you don't plan on burying it. There are a few things you will need that aren't so easy to keep packed in a bucket like this. And Those things are such as grain for your dough after she delivers. She's going to be really hungry after delivering her kids, and it will help her milk come down. Warm water with molasses added, and it just gives them a quick pick-me-up after a hard delivery. You can also give electrolytes. If it is very cold, you will want some goat sweaters or a heat lamp to keep the kids warm those first couple nights. But be very careful if you are using heat lamp. Make sure it is really well secured, especially around goats, up to their reach. After the first 2 to 3 days, newborn kids should be able to hold their temperatures, even in very cold weather. So just give them plenty of straw and bedding, and they'll cuddle up with their mother and they'll keep warm. And finally, your camera, obviously. But maybe who can go through kidding without taking a million pictures? So I keep all of these supplies in a bucket or a bag so I can grab it easily and just go. Or I can have a kid run back to the house to get it if a barn check turns into kidding. And that's it. That's what I have ready for kidding. As I mentioned, be sure to pack it at least a week beforehand, if not more, so that you aren't caught unprepared. Thanks for joining me.